Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So for today's reading, we have no downloads, but I do have a new deck that I want to use and show you guys. It's possibly like my new favorite, and I ordered it off of a publishing company called Tarot Stock, where other people create their own decks, and then you can go on and purchase them. I find they're a little bit more expensive, but the quality of this is so good. And so the ones that I bought was called the Outlaw Oracle. What I think is so cool about this is, as I said, the quality is really good. I like the back and the imagery. But this is based off of a photographer's pictures, right? They kind of kept to a theme and they just published their photos and made it into a deck. And so not only do you get to enjoy their artwork or their photography, but I don't know, it's a unique deck that I haven't quite seen one like this. And then when you go into the actual book, let's see here, right, we've got 5 of Heat Wave. It has it in the upright, like it has like what it is. It has it in the upright, it has things in the reverse. But then underneath here, it has like recommended songs based on the upright or reversals. And so for those who have clairaudience, I find music so important. So I like that. I think that's so unique and clever. So let's just shake these up and see what message wants to come through. Oh yeah, so we're going to use that. And then when it comes to music, I have such diverse taste in music that I always said that I love everything from like Motown to like Britney Spears. And so I always saw like that reference as like, you know, Motown to like super poppy everything in between. But with this Outlaw Oracle, I want to bring out the Britney Spears Oracle, because let's fast forward to today. Britney Spears is pretty much an outlaw now, right? She's kind of like rebelled against all those things and boxes that people tried to put her in. She's been trailblazer for her industry, and she's in this energy now that's like, I don't care. I do what I want when I want, because I am who I am. And so I feel like that's outlaw energy. So let's put these two together and just see what story wants to come out. So for outlaw energy, 2 of them came. We got tobacco, which is an offering, camaraderie, and a gift, followed by boots. And the boot says prepared and accomplished. So something to do with an offering and preparing. Okay, let's put those over there. So the next ones to kind of come out is we have the sunset, and this one was kind of covering it. It's the evil eye. So the sunset is all about completion, achievement, and relief. And the evil eye is about protection from jealousy. And then so now here with these boots, I hear like these boots are made for walking is coming through. So I see this is all kind of in past energy. I see someone working really, really hard, right? These boots are all about being prepared, about this accomplishment that's to come, which is the sunset, the completion of something. I feel like you've been working towards something and preparing, and it's almost time to like reap the rewards of your benefit. And I'm feeling like I do feel like that there is someone jealous, kind of eyeballing it. Have they actually gone and done anything towards this? I'm not sure. Let's pull more cards on that. But with this next card over here with the coyote is all trickster energy, which says trickster and survivor. So I feel like somebody, and then the very last one to come out was the monarch. And that one says transformation and a rebirth. And these two align with the tobacco, which is all about this offering. I feel like the offering is whatever this harvest of this crop kind of is, the completion, right? You've worked really, really hard You put your boots on every day and worked hard. And so now you're kind of coming to this completion. And in this completion, you're going to get lots of rewards. And I'm feeling like by you waking up every day has been kind of a blessing, because it protected you from those outside evil eyes. Because I feel like they're kind of throwing jealousy, and they're like, well, this one over here, I'm almost seeing like the ant and the grasshopper story, where the ants work really, really, really hard, and the grasshopper's like, oh, manana. And then like, I'll do it tomorrow, tomorrow. And like summer's almost over, right? We're kind of at that like last little bit. And so I feel like for those who have been preparing and doing the work, they're starting to see things, and it's maybe making other people jealous. But it's just not, I don't know, this jealousy energy is weird. Let's pull some more cards just to get a little bit on it. It's like someone sees you doing really, really good, but you worked really, really hard for it. So they didn't put in the work. They sat in trickster energy and just watched you. I feel like at the time, maybe it was like something so little that you didn't even think that you were going to get like rewards from it, that it was just something that you just did every day. And they're like, oh, look at them over there wasting all their time. And then they're like, how silly, like that's such a waste of time. And then all of a sudden one day it like growing and growing and growing. And then I feel like all of a sudden it started blossoming and preparing fruit or harvest. And now you've got all these extra, I'm seeing it almost as like sources of income. I'm seeing like whereas before, it's like you had to wake up and work really, really hard. I feel like this person's body is tired and stiff and sore because like they went to they nose to the grind kind of thing, boots on the pavement every day. And everyone just kind of laughed and was like, oh, well, we're here hanging out at the beach doing these kind of things, right? We're not really, it's summertime. I don't have to work hard. And now it's like that monarch energy is coming through. I see this person's things that they've been just working on. Everyone thought that it was going to be one thing, right? And I feel like whoever this story is, you thought it was going to be one thing. You always knew that there was potential for it to branch off into more. But it wasn't something that this energy really banked on. They just did it because they had to, right? You just wake up and it's your due diligence. It's your duty. And yeah, so the first card to come out was Trailblazer. Right? Every day you're out there and you're just working on this. And what I find is that both of these kind of have like this muted energy. So that's what Spirit's showing me. It's like this thing was so subtle that everybody thought like, oh, just let them go over there and... Okay, so I see crops here. So it's like, let them play with their plants. But maybe... I'm seeing like house plants. It's like, let them play with their plants, but you get this one super rare exotic plant and you nurture that and you grow it. And then, right, it has like new shoots come and you've rerouted that into new plants. So now you can sell those to other people. It's like something like that. And so from that, I'm seeing people be annoyed because you worked really, really hard at the beginning as this trailblazer. Right, you're very accomplished and you prepared for everything, and now you don't have to physically work as hard as you used to. That it seems like you have multiple streams coming in of offerings and abundance. It feels like they're also showing that by you going and physically doing this thing over and over and over again has created a new skill within you. You have knowledge. So a lot of the time we go to school or something, right? Those degrees are expensive, but it's mostly your time and your knowledge that you kind of charge for afterwards, right? And so that's what I'm seeing is someone now has this skill or this knowledge that people now come to you as like an expert or something. And yeah. I'm seeing people now come to you and being like, you did this, you accomplished this, and you completed it, Whatever it was, it turned into something. You made it thrive. You protected it from all the outside. I feel like people are like giving you this evil eye and being like, oh, what a waste of time. This is such a silly dream, or what a waste of effort. And they didn't help, and they just watched from afar and just kind of like threw these jabs. And you heard them, you knew about them, but each day you just got up and did it anyways. And so now at the end of it, there's this like rebirth energy. It's like you've got the seeds to plant for next harvest. And I see the seeds as like knowledge or a new skill. So whereas before, I feel like you were working on whatever this is, this crop, and this crop grew. But now, whereas before you had to pay for the seeds and you had to do all those things, you kind of learned this time. And so next time, it's like you're already prepared for next time. You already know how to do it. It's going to be easier. And then you could even sell those seeds to other people, kind of things. But mostly what I get now is like you're an expert. You're an expert in whatever it is that you woke up every single day to do. Even though other people told you were silly, you believed in yourself because you're this trailblazer. So the next card to come out is the Bubblegum Brit. And we'll do one more, and then that should be good for these cards. Followed by the Artist in reverse. Let me see here. Why did that one come in the upright? Is this a good mix? It is a good mix. Okay. So, I don't quite understand this bubblegum Brit, but I also feel like this is like, as I said, when I pictured Britney Spears when I was younger, it was like that poppy princess, whatever energy. But in this one, it was all about embracing more of that outlaw. And like, take today, Britney was all about singing music and doing things. And then they started to try and control her and things. And she's like, you know what? I'm just not going to make music anymore. I'm not going to sing. I'm not going to go to Vegas. I'm not going to put on another show. I need a break. So that's why this bubblegum one is in reverse. I feel like that bubblegum, it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew and it popped. And then that pop kind of landed in like a sticky situation. Might have gotten in the hair, all these things. Because it lands on this coyote trickster energy with the contemplation. So that's what I see is like kind of being told like, this is the way that you should go. This is the standard. This is everything. But it being a little bit of a sticky situation, right? The trickster energy with the coyote kind of comes to this completion. It should just be super easy and, you know, but that's not what I see. I see things kind of getting chaotic and being flipped upside down. How do you go from being the trailblazer that is the one that pretty much embodies all this energy, teaches this energy, to not wanting to be that and do that anymore? So there's something within this story that I'm just missing. So let me pull one more card. So they brought it to physically working. So in the first one, I keep hearing that like drag race, boots in the house, burn the house down. I don't know. Or maybe I heard it on Pose or Legendary. I don't know. There's just this one that I keep hearing, and that's what I'm getting, right? Because for Britney, they put her in that conservatorship, said she wasn't able to be in charge of her day-to-day life, and in doing so, they put her on such a tight work schedule, so much so that almost every single day she had to work, even if she was sick, even if she didn't feel like it, like she had to. She was told what to eat, when to eat, all those things. So I'm seeing that trailblazer being like how hard you worked, right? These boots were that boots were made for walking type song. And so I feel like that this one has worked so hard, right? Especially being of service to others. It's like I always have to do what you want me to do. And that was the trick. And so by getting out of that, it's realizing that you don't have to work as hard, that there's this mastery within that came, and now it's learning to work smarter, not harder. How can you utilize your skills and your knowledge and still be at peace and not have to physically go and hurt your body, right? Because I get from this is from a time where it's like from sun up to sundown, the more you work harder, the more you'll reap or benefit from the harvest. But in this one, like, it's almost like you plant the seeds, but you have to sit back and let the plants grow. It's like you need to learn the skills and the knowledge on how to take those seeds, prepare them for next season type something. And that's the trick. The trick from this coyote was all that you don't need to work as hard and as stupid as things have been. There is a need to always protect your peace. So I was like, I need one card, because I was like, how do you go from the bubblegum one into that? And this is what I got. I got Fortune Teller. It says seeking guidance, invocation. So here we have like the trailblazer energy, the one that they're like, okay, we signed you, we got you on all these contracts, right? We're gonna go to this event and this event and this event and this event and this and then and then and then and then and then and then. And so I just see someone being like so tired at the end of the day. Like soon as they hit their head, they're out. They're so exhausted. And for a bit, that was great. Because what you were doing was learning, right? You had your boots down on the ground. You were like in the field. You were learning. But now I feel like a lot has kind of happened in this time, and the learning has been mastered. So that's where we're coming into, like, we've got this monarch energy with artist in reverse with an offering. So what I see a painting here, and this painting is already complete. And so here on there's flowers, and on this one, I see the butterflies on the flowers. And this one says transformation and rebirth. So it's like this painting has already been painted. You could sit there every single day with your paintbrush and keep painting, but there's nothing to paint because it's already completed. So what I see from this, especially with the tobacco, is like you now have this skill or this art to give others. So maybe it's like, rather than creating the paintings now you're in this new shift, this new rebirth, transformation, where now you have to sell your art or something like that, right? Maybe you get prints or doubles, or you make your own website and you sell those in your sleep. I do see a little bit of rest is owed or deserved. And so I see this person has worked really, really hard in the past, and now it's saying, I feel this person feels guilty for when they finally get to rest. And so Spirit's saying, take this time to enjoy, right? There is this completion. There is this evil eye, which says like there is protection around your art. I feel like in the past, people tried to talk you out of this, but it just never did. And you were just like, oh, they're just jealous. And you kept going and going. And that's the great thing. So I feel like you've got, which one said survivor? I was like, one of these, oh, the coyote energy. I was like, you have this like badass, like you kind of have this outlaw energy in you where you're not just going to turn over and let things, be taken advantage of. I feel like you're a fighter, and it's I'm almost seeing like a really old farmer or something. It's it's like that the grandparent generation. Do you know how freaking tough they are? I used to caregive for the elderly, and they're stubborn. They're so freaking stubborn, but they really are so tough, right? You'll hear about like grandparents like on the roof shoveling snow off, and it's like, what? Like, why? Like, you don't need to. Like, it's time to like slow down. So I wanted just one more, and I got this a cold one. This says belonging, relief, and sanctuary. And so from that, I'm hearing on Eat, Pray, Love when they go to Italy, and they're like, you Americans, you guys always work so hard, and then you feel like you're owed a rest or a break, right? They tell us that it's Miller time, and you'll watch a commercial and be like, oh yes, I do deserve a break. I have worked hard. But then they're like, for us, we know we deserve a break. Like, we're taking that break no matter what. He jokes around going to hook up with someone on the lunch break, but that's what I'm seeing here is like, you've worked so hard, and now you've kind of gotten to that part where everything's done, right? There is this sunset energy, a completion. It's time to kind of like enjoy the art and all the hard work and the benefits and the offerings that you get from this. And I feel like that it's hard for this transformation to happen only because this person knows that all they know is like, I gotta go, I gotta work hard for what I want. But the energy has transformed in all this. It's now, rather than you going and doing, it's your turn to receive. And so to receive, you have to like open up. You need to have a little bit more of this going with the flow energy. When I said going with the flow, I was brought back to tobacco and the smoke, right? You don't really know how or where it's going to go. Unless it's a campfire, then it's going to be exactly wherever I'm sitting. Can you relate? Oh man, campfire smoke loves me. I love the smell of campfire smoke, but not when it's like in my face. But this one says sanctuary and relief. I feel like rather than working and working and working until you reach burnout and then resting, the whole thing with this is saying like, you've worked really hard. You put your boots on every day. You're in this completion. You are this trailblazer. You've worked really hard. But in this one, she's the server, right? Servers are always, well, serving's a hard job. It is. Not only do you have to deal with everyone's emotions and things like that, but physically, you're running around all the time. And so that's what I see with this one being in reverse, is like, you need to stop and slow down. Everything's protected. I feel like people in the past watched you and was like, oh, I'm not going to help them. Like, that's just a silly dream. That's a something. And then now that you have this harvest or skill or something, you're scared they're going to come back and wreck it for you. And I feel like that's like the story, the grasshopper and the ant. Right? The ant keeps working the whole time. And then when fall finally comes, they've got everything they need. When the winter comes, they're fine. And then the grasshopper realizes, I wasted everything. And then he goes to the ant and is like, can you please help me? And I'm seeing you think that once this grasshopper comes, because you know this energy's coming, this trickster energy, because it's like, well, I saw them work really, really hard. Like, how can I cash in on this? I'm hearing the saying, like the fishing analogy, right? You give a man a fish, he eats for a day, teach him to fish, whatever. I see now that you know how to actually do this, that before maybe you are this people pleaser. People will come to you and be like, hey, I want this. And then you're like, all right, let me go in the back and go get that. And then you bring it to them. And they're like, go do this. And you're like, all right. And you bring it back to them. Because that's kind of what servers are. It's like, what do you want me to go get for you? And in this energy, I'm getting now, you've mastered a skill. It's not the physically going out and doing things for everyone. Now I feel like you've got the knowledge. I feel like you stay still, right? You enjoy your cold one. And now people will start to be kind of coming to you for guidance, being like, how can I get this to work? I see that you've already gone through it, and now you can share wisdom with others. You could teach them how to transform their situation and create their own art. Is there anything I'm missing, Spirit? You see, pull one more Brittany's card and then we'll wrap it up. So what about all this do you want to just wrap up on? It's that one. We got the goddess energy. I'm being drawn to the monarch, goddess, monarch. The monarch says rebirth, and she is pregnant there. To do with fortune teller. I see this server one running around really, really fast, always trying to please other people. What can I get for you? What can I do for you? How can I make you happy? And then this one, I keep seeing, she's not going to go run around. No, she knows her value. She knows that she's got precious gold inside, pretty much is what I'm seeing. And now I'm seeing people come the other way. There is a need to learn to receive. This is card number 33. So I was like, what am I missing here, right? And it's like you worked really, really hard on your cycle. Whatever it is that you're kind of learning. I feel like you saw further into the future than most people. And so that's why you have this transformation and rebirth coming. That's why you now sit back and you just enjoy like the simplicities of life with this sunset energy. The sunset is all about achievement. So you've made that achievement. I feel like you knew if I work hard now, I won't have to later. And so that's why I feel like the pregnancy in this card kind of has to do with like this offering. An offering, a camaraderie, a gift. So the gift, I feel like this is the gift. And so rather than going out and like running and where this one, I feel like they were serving other people. I feel like this one, right, she's at a restaurant, but she doesn't own that restaurant. She has bosses and other people. But in this one, it's like, it says goddess, but this is the Empress energy card. And so now I feel like there's this strength within, there's this feminine goddess energy. I don't know. I feel like there's just one word I'm missing, but it's potent. And so it's your art now. Look at how similar these two cards are. They both have that purple background. It's finally learning to slow down and rest. They're bringing me back to sleep again. That this person used to work so hard that when they slept, they didn't get a restful sleep. So when they woke up the next day, they were kind of tired. And still thinking that you're in that energy. But the completion has happened. There has been a new leaf turned. You can't keep painting a painting that's already been painted. Or creating art that's already done. I feel like now it's time to like cash in on that, right? Like royalties or something. It's like spinning it in a new direction. Even though you thought that it was going to be this way, you also had a little bit of vision for the future. So let's say she really is pregnant here with her children. Well, this art, as they start to sell prints and copies of it, I feel like sets the stage for her children, right? That there will always be income in different sources coming to you. That's the main thing I saw, was different sources of income coming, so that you don't have to physically go out and work hard. You just sit back, and I see you getting to share heart-to-heart moments more. Sharing your wisdom, sharing that goddess energy with others to learn to go and grow their own crops, or harvest, or art, or seeds, whatever that aha spark for them is. It's almost like a little life coach type thing. That's what I see. I see whatever you took, you're able to master it, you're able to learn from it. Not only is it physically the thing you were doing, you could take that and spin it off into something, but it was the work, effort, mentality that you put to it every day, which is almost like life coach type something. I feel like you have this heart that's gentle enough to help someone else kind of navigate it. So when it comes to like success and things, right? There's so many people have gone through things before us that we can look up to them and admire it and be like, well, if they accomplished it, then I know I can accomplish it as well. And so that's what I see you now are to others. So you're now this Empress loving energy, this nurturing one that helps seeds and harvest grow. Dreams and wishes is what these seeds are. But you also are very smart when it comes to applying the work ethic to get it done, right? You know how to daydream, but you also have the work ethic. And so those two together, it lights your sunshine. And sunshine is all about illuminating your dreams, hopes, and wishes. And I feel like that's what you've done. So you don't need to work as hard because you have a couple of your dreams, hopes, and wishes that have already kind of come to fruition. It's just letting the universe kind of take that, come to you in different sources and avenues than you expected. And in this moment, open your arms and learn to receive. I feel like, yeah, your assets and resources are very well protected with this evil eye. The only thing that will kind of self-sabotage this is you, by staying stuck in the past mentality. So in this one, it's like, remember, you saw way into the future. And in this moment, all you have to do is like sit back and enjoy. I feel like others in the past told you that you need to work super hard. And that was true. It was like at that moment. And look what that grind helped you get to. But there's no more need for that hustling energy. Yeah, if you keep grinding, I'm seeing something just like grind and grind and grind. Well, it's gonna, like a car, right? Your brake pads, once they're kind of worn out, like you're not gonna be able to stop. And that's why Spirit's saying, like, slow down. We really want you to not be at the grind, right? We want you to pull that emergency brake. I don't even feel like it needs to be the emergency one, so that things can repair, right? Put that car into the mechanic shop. Put your body into rest mode. If you are in this type energy, going to the grind is only gonna just deplete you of your energy. And I feel like what you have now is abundant, right? You have all these options. This could be physically getting pregnant, right? Having this thing, and in having your art kind of help set the stage for generations to come, generational wealth. But mostly I get it is that you've nurtured your dreams and everything so much that now it's time just to rest and find sanctuary. And it's almost like put that car into the mechanic, let them fix and repair. You slow down. Whereas before I saw you working so hard that the only time you slowed down was when your head hit the pillow and you didn't even get that much of a restful sleep. I see you finally slowing down in your everyday, that rest is really what you need. And when you sleep, I'm seeing dreams. I'm seeing you dream again. Whereas before, that sleep was just for your body to repair. I see now when you rest, it's like it's more healing. It's on a deeper level. It's more about adding that intuition and love into things you do. So yeah, to sum this all up, there's something that you're doing that you've been doing for a long time. You've been grinding on it, and Spirit's saying, like, you put the real hard foundation work into it, but now we want you to take that and add a little bit of mental energy into it, not physical so much. We want you to take this and maybe add a business spin or aspect to it, add a wisdom or knowledge, insights gained, and let it branch into multiple streams. And these streams will come back to you and support you through income, friendship and support, allies, those kind of things. I just see stability in your sanctuary, all around you, within and your home life. So we'll leave it there. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.